Hello, hello. Welcome back. I am so glad you're here. In today's video, what I would like to do for you guys is give you a little tour of my most favorite, longest running Minecraft world that I have currently. You can see it behind me on top of this tower that I'm on here that overlooks the rest of the town. It was one of the first things that I built, and I will be showing you the town in order of first built to most recent. And as you can see in the corner of the screen, I have been playing in this world for almost 230 days. Let me know if you'd be interested in watching me do like a celebratory thing on my 1000th day played. I probably will do it anyways, but if you want to see that, then stick around. But yeah, let's just get right into it. To start, there is this tower. Like I mentioned, it was one of the first things that I built in this world, aside from my house, which we will get to in a moment. But I really like the taiga biome. I think that's what it's called, with the big tall spruce trees, in the special kind of podzol grass, or however it's pronounced. And yeah, I just thought it was really cool. I booted up a new world, came to this biome, and it was like, you know what? I usually don't settle here, so that's what I'm gonna do this time, and that's what I did. And because of that, I wanted to go with a little bit more woodsy, fantasy, almost cozy kind of feel. So you see a lot of natural, earthy colors, a lot of stone, a lot of moss. Get ready to see a lot of moss. And yeah, it's just a really simple tower. There's nothing special to it. It's very thin and tall, and it sits on this little dock here that's fenced off. As you can see, it's all on top of this hill, so walking down these steps will lead you down to ground level. So coming down here, and as you can see, that's what the tower looks like from the bottom. And we have I left a lot of the trees around because I just wanted, I didn't want to, totally tear down the forest. I want to make it look nice and cohesive. Hello, pig. So yeah, I just got a really nice basic farm here. Oh, look, the melons, they make a heart. I didn't do that on purpose. Anyways, over here we have some already harvested materials, and yeah, just a super basic farm. I like to put leaves around my farms because it makes it look a little bit more natural, I suppose. But yeah, here's my house in this town. It was so a little bit of a backstory, I guess. Like I said before, if you watch my past videos, I really like to build in Minecraft. It's my favorite thing, but I haven't always been good at it. I never developed a style of building. I would always look up reference photos online and just kind of copy that. I didn't develop my own way of doing things until this world. This building that you see behind me is what kind of was the beginning of me having a bit more fun and freedom and creativity with my builds. Not that it's anything exciting, but for me, it came out super cool. But yeah, as you can see, there's a mossy roofs, lots of spruce and cobblestone, like I said. And we get a small little mailbox out here that I don't really use often. It's mostly there for decoration, just like this little doorbell here. But I like to have those features anyways, because it makes it feel a lot more homely. Coming in, the first thing you'll see is this wall over here of memorabilia, if you want to call it. I actually decided that I wanted to build multiple towns, and I had that urge to restart from scratch, so I just left all my valuables here, and then I went off to a random area and kind of restarted. I'll do a tour of that town in the next video, but yeah, you can see those valuables here that I just left in my home. And up here you can see the map of the whole area. I don't know if that's updated to most recently, but either way, it is there, so you can see what that looks like. I have my little desk over here. I'm not the best at interior decorating. I seem to have been better back then, but yeah, I am pretty proud of it overall. I have the kitchen area where you can see all my food and all the cooking stuff, and some extra tools over here, and also a little clock on the wall, which I thought was a nice decorative addition. We have a potted plant and some more plants on the ceiling. You'll see that a lot in this particular town. And a simple bedroom. I like to have a friend play with me, so there's 2 beds that they used before I built their house, which you will see shortly. But yeah, we have some green carpets on the floors, like I said, lots of earthy tones, and you know, cobblestone and stone bricks, and lots of leaves and moss and everything like that. Right outside, oh, we have a friend out here in the boat who is joining us for our tour. Anyways, this is a little fishing area dock. You can see my things in the background there that we'll get to later, but yeah, it's a little dock station for the boats and for fishing. Next, oh, it's raining. I really like when it rains in this biome. I think it gives it a nice like atmosphere. Anyways, we have a smaller farm out here again, mostly just to fill in space, but it's nice to have those extra crops and stuff. But over here, leading up there, is my friend's house, and also this pond right out here. That's also, again, to fill space, but I do like it a lot. I believe there was already a pond here before, but I just spruced it up a little bit. This was the first time I had done something like that, but I think it turned out pretty well, and you will see so much more of this kind of thing with my type of building. I love my water features. And this is my friend's house that I built for them, and also this nice decorative tree. Again, you'll see a lot of firsts. This is my first custom tree that I made, and I think it turned out nicely. My friend also has their own little gardens outside in the front here, in their own little mailbox. And most of the interior decorating, knock knock, don't want to intrude. They're not here right now. It's okay. I'm sure they won't mind. I did a lot of the structure and everything like that, but the actual features and the layout and everything was done by my friend. So I will not take credit for that. All the credit goes to them. But I did do the basic structure of the inside and the storage here. And yeah, if they were here, maybe I'll bring them in for another video so they can talk a little bit more about their own space. But yeah, it's really nice in here. Again, very, very earthy, very overgrown. You'll see a lot of these notes on here. I wrote them a lot of notes while they were playing with me, which I would put in their mailbox, so at least I got some use. And in here, I built them a little indoor garden because they love plants and growing things in gardens in real life, so I built this for them, hoping they would like it, and they did. So all turns out very well. Coming out here, following the path. Again, I'm going in order of mostly of when I built them, so I'll be jumping around just a little bit and coming back over here. Super simple farm layout. This was my first farm. I have a bigger farm over the hill, which we'll get to later than the sheep got at. But yeah, again, more mossy roofs, more spruce. You'll see the theme overall here. And yeah. Over here is I'm trying to think of, what do you call it? A candle place, but also a bee place. And I think it's called, the actual word is called an apiary, I think. Don't quote me on that. But I was pretty proud of how the structure of this came out. I think it looks really cool, and I think it blends together nicely. It's a little shop. That's just an extra chest. But yeah, let's take a look inside. There are some table and chairs here if you want to sit here, chilling here with your friends. And actually, I forgot to show this around the side here. There's a little outside shop, so you don't even have to go inside. You can be out here when it's not raining and buy yourself some wax or some candles. You can see a little example there of a candle and a cake and some Extra storage. I like to put storage on all of my builds because you always could use some extra storage. I don't actually utilize this area that much, but I should definitely do it more. But yeah, it's a nice little cozy space, and I like to. This is where I start using mud a little bit more in my buildings, but you will see that more in the future. I really like this when I built it. I built the dome. Again, first time building a dome without any kind of reference. I totally did this straight out of my own noggin, and I was super proud of it that it came out so nicely. I really like the shape. I love the structure and the stained glass and the spruce. So yeah, while I'm here, I might as well help the bees out, free up some space by clearing out some of that honey for them. Which would just go right in there. Forgive my messy inventory, and it looks like it is becoming night. So before any mobs spawn and try and interrupt my tour, I'm gonna go ahead and sleep really quick. And there actually is a little bit of lore to this world. It's not just building for fun. It is mostly that, but it's not just that. I will add little bits and pieces here, but most of the gist of it is that this whole world is a part of one really big kingdom. I have not built this kingdom yet, mind you. I'm working my way up to that. But this is the first town in something that I am going to call founder towns. So it's one of the first chronologically in the world, but also within the history of the lore as well. This will be one of the first towns, kind of a little simpler, more settler towns, villages, smaller towns and everything like that. That kind of are just like the foundation of the history and of the kingdom that were the first before the more developed and more populated cities, which I will talk more about once I go exploring those. But yeah, let's go continue our tour down here. I do have a name for this town, but I don't much like it. I'm probably going to change it. But anyways, the name doesn't so much matter now. Going back to the kind of story of it all, each town is supposed to have a purpose and like something it contributes to the overall kingdom. And this town is lumber and like dyes. I have not built the lumber yard or the dye shops yet, but I will do so soon. And yeah, the next thing I want to show here is there's some street, no blocks, to play little music on the street for your friends or the animals or whatever else. Anyways, onto the next kind of build is this little central park that I made pretty early on in this world. It's kind of small, but you can kind of see the vibe that I was going for. You can see another pond here with another little waterfall. You'll see that multiple times in this town and other towns that I built. And there are some picnic benches here. You can come here and have a quick lunch with your friends. And yeah, there are paths on the ground leading to different places. There is a little campfire here if you want to hang out, tell stories by the campfire at nighttime or something. Just a space that I wanted here that wasn't just a building. Like something for the community. It seems like the bees are having a bit of trouble, so I'm going to help them out while I'm here. So they can get in there and deliver the honey that they need. Anyways, yeah, going up that way more will lead you back to my friend's house. And there's another opening over here if you follow along further down the path that leads out to the big storage building, which I think I will take a look at next because it was one of the main core first couple buildings that I made. So I think I should show that next. It's again the same overall building style as my other ones, but it is much larger. Again, I just I didn't really have a reference for this building. It's just pretty... The outside is eccentric, the inside is very simple. I could be using that word, but it's true. More mossy roofs and a lot of arches, which you'll see more of from this point on. And coming down the path a little further, that extends out further down way to things I've not built yet, but that's for later on. Right here is the nether portal. And the actual, what I had planned for this is that some of the founder towns, because they were older, they would have like ancient ruins in different places, or like old buildings that were chipped away and weathered with time. And what I wanted is these big pillars that like arch over, kind of leaning into the nether portal, and it would have dug out, destroyed, kind of broken ground around it. Obviously I've not built that yet, but that is still the plan, and I will still be building that at some point. And I want to build more things like that around the place. And you'll see these little pillager banners around because I've got raided so many times while I was building these buildings. So I placed those banners around to show where they raided us. The next thing I want to show is this cute little, I don't know what to call it, but a pet clubhouse, pet place. It's not a shop, it's more like a hangout type situation. It's structured slightly differently as the other ones, but it's more or less the same as what we've been looking at. If we'll come in here, you can see, oh, it's a little overgrown in here. Sorry guys, I have been away for a while at the other village, the other city. But Bubby, I have not seen these animals in a while. I kind of left them here when I restarted, and this is just a little pet place for them to hang out and to put all my animals, so they would have their own kind of house. And this is Danger over here. Danger was my first ever dog, so why not take him around with me for the rest of this tour, since he was my first pet that I had in this world. And come on, just move out of the way there, Danger. But as you can see, more tall ceilings, and just kind of a little cute hangout spot for the pets there. Now this beast right here is my library. I loved, and still do really like, my library. I wanted somewhere to enchant all of my things, but I kind of went a little overboard with the exterior of this. But this took me so long to build, especially because I did all of this in just vanilla, regular survival. So all of the blocks, everything that you see is just, I had to collect by myself. But anyways, like I said, a little enchanting table there, and I started to use the copper. This is the first time I used copper in my builds, and I really like the blue, so I let it oxidize. And over here we have little study places, I like to think of it, where people can do their homework, or whatever little project that they're working on. They can read here, hang out here, do work here, anything like that. Lots of arches, so many arches everywhere. We have another pretty similar, if not identical, thing here, and Danger opened the window with that pressure plate, so I'm just going to close that. And yeah, looking up, it's a very tall building. I actually don't believe that I finished all of the decorations and all of the little details, because it just became so big and overwhelming that I just didn't ever finish it. I think I might maybe one day finish it, maybe not, who knows. Maybe it'll just be like this forever. It has some missing bookshelves and everything. And if you come up here, there's actually a second floor that doesn't really have much on it. I will probably put some seating or something like that, so you can kind of hang out up here. Starting with this building, I wanted to add some more features, or like interesting or unique things. So for this building, if you come out here, there's actually a little bit of a dirt bridge that I never really finished. There's more moss, more trees, I like that it has a large roof, so it's almost like its own little forest. And you see these large windows when you come through the middle bridge here. Now the other side, it's pretty much the same thing, just more moss and trees. But I thought it was a big enough surface, so I wanted people to be able to come up here if they wanted to. Yeah, and this gave me the idea to do more stuff like that in the future. So yeah, I probably will try and add more unique features and things like that wherever I can. I will come back to building in this world more. I'll probably make more videos continuing on the progress here, and finishing off the details in these buildings. As you can see, the dirt bridges, I didn't intend for them to be dirt. They're supposed to be something else. I just never went and bothered to fix it, but I will at some point. So I'll probably bring you along on that journey with me. And I just noticed that me and Danger have the same exact color red in our accessories, which is pretty cool. And anyways, it seems to be like it is getting dark again, like the sun is going down, so I'm gonna race back to my house really quickly so I can sleep. And yeah, I do still have big plans for this world that I intend to still carry out, even though I did go off and start a new town. I still have ideas for this one that I think it'd be really cool to develop. And over here, I didn't really go much into this area, but I did, here it is. I did write some of these ideas down here. As you can see, it's like almost like a to-do list, and I like to put it in that specific spot in the bookshelf because blue's my favorite color, and it's my little journal, so I liked it to be blue. I apologize for my continuous stuttering and things. I thought that that commentary would be easier than it is. I can talk normally just fine and have totally regular conversations and have a lot to say, but as soon as I start recording, for some reason it all just goes out of my brain, so I'm like having to think of this stuff on the spot. So do forgive me, I am still learning, but yeah, I'm not gonna let that stop me. Anyways, we left off over here. As you can see, my storage, like I showed you earlier. If you come out this way, there's this connecting arch from the library and the storage, and a little path that runs through it. If you follow that path, it will take you two different ways. This way will take you to a bit of a larger farm. And hello, Sir Pina? Wow, it has been a long time since I've seen you. I low-key forgot that he was here. He was I think my newest pet, and I totally forgot about him. Anyways, yeah, I made a bigger farm here because I thought my smaller one wasn't enough. I plan to make leaf barriers around it like I did my other ones. But yeah, just another unfinished area. In here is another storage unit, and mostly just an excuse to build a building here. But yeah, there's even more storage here because I definitely needed more storage in this area. Anyways, I'm gonna take Danger and Sir Pina with me, because I feel bad for leaving Sir Pina behind. I think his full name is like Pina Colada or something like that. Anyways, moving along, I think this was going to be where I was setting up to build, setting up materials so I could build the dye shops and dye factory over here. Because as I mentioned, it was going to be what this village produces, which is lumber and dye materials, and what kind of funds those dyes, and how we get them is through these lovely flowers. And you can guess why this pen is my favorite. But I have a nice flower farm over here separated by different colors. I think it's very nice, very pretty. I decorated with a lot of leaves, more spruce, some lanterns, and some mud and bricks. Biggest part over here with the yellow flowers. You can see where we're going to be developing these dyes, and over here is the naturally generated village. I plan on renovating and rebuilding a lot of these structures and kind of, refresh them a little bit to a style that looks a little bit nicer. And yeah, coming up here, between the farms is this lovely little pond that has a bit more detail than the other ones. I was quite proud of this one when I built it. There's a lot of different natural materials that make it look just more interesting overall. And up on this hill is the farm, like the animal farm. Here's the top part of the pond here. That was a naturally occurring pond, and I just upgraded it a little bit. This beauty right here is the barn. I was very, very proud of this when I made it. I used more stripped spruce with this one than I had been previously. Mostly of my own design with very little references. We have some inside pens here, inside and outside, for the sheeps and the cows. They're all crammed in there. The pigs here, there's only one pig in each of these pens, and so there's a little bit of something silly that keeps happening. After I finished building this and I was ready to, populate the pens with animals, you can see this one is tied to the fence post here. The reason for that being, I would put one pig in here, and then I would go out and try and get it a partner. Another pig, right? I'd bring the pig back. They'd both be in the pen, and I'd breed them, whatever. I'd leave, and then I'd come back, and there'd just be one pig left. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't know how they escaped. You would think it would be those vines, so that's what I thought. The vines that I just broke up there. But if that were the case, then you would think that they would have all escaped. But no, it's only ever just the one pig, and I still have not solved this mystery. So now we just have the the two pigs in their two separate areas. I'm thinking maybe I'll knock down this center wall here and maybe breed them, but honestly, I've kind of given up. I went back multiple times and brought multiple pigs in here, but every time I would leave, there would only be one pig left. And yeah, there's, some little storage here and some crafting tables. Every build that I build has to have crafting tables, every time. And over here, outside, on this side of the barn, there is a lovely little chicken coop. And they keep getting stuck in the corner. I don't know why. I think it's the way the corner is built. I think I will fix that in the future, but not right now. Coming in here is the chicken coop, and I just realized that there is not currently an easy way to escape. Luckily for me, I just so happen to have a trapdoor in my inventory, so I will use that to come out. But yeah, just a simple little place in here, and they actually do come in and out of the chicken coop on their own. So yeah, it serves its purpose. There is a llama in here, And I don't know how I got in here, but you know, they have some food down there, and I think there was water around here somewhere at some point. Serpenia's in here. But yeah, it's a pretty small chicken coop. Yeah, I just hurt myself on the bush there. I actually have a reason for these bushes. Is when I was building this pen, and after I had brought some sheep in, I came back and they had all been massacred. Every last one of them were just gone. And there was a little fox in the pen. Serpenia, be careful not to hurt yourself. Oh boy, they're both in there. But yeah, I had a fox come in and completely destroy the sheep. So now I surround both pens with these the berry bushes to hopefully deter any predators. But moving along, that was it, llama, alpaca, whatever they are, it's supposed to be in here. Even though this is actually supposed to be a horse pen, I put a couple llamas in there. Ouch. For fun. Because I keep getting wandering traders everywhere, so I just put them in there. And in here, because it's a horse pen, this was going to be a saddle shop and maybe even a leather shop. But yeah, there's no interior. You can kind of see where I kind of gave up doing interiors, because they just do not interest me, and I'm not very good at them. Come on, Serpenia. There's one crafting table in there, though. Like I said before, it is starting to get dark once again, but that is perfectly okay, because you know what? That's exactly why I built this next building over here, which is the farmer's house. And it turned out to be a lot bigger than I was anticipating it to be. But over here we have even more storage. Lots and lots of storage. So what I wanted to do was actually populate this whole town with villagers and have the villagers be running the different shops and everything like that. That's still my plan. And this is going to be the farmer's house. There's a nice little brick walkway coming up. And here, yeah, again, not much of an interior, but I do build the inside structures and kind of, you know, frame the different rooms, even though I didn't decorate the inside. Upstairs is a little bedroom area, and out here there's a cute little back porch that I didn't put anything in, but I think that I will put like some seating or something over here for the farmer to be able to relax. And yeah, there's a gate out there that leads outside. But because it is getting dark, I'm gonna go upstairs and I am going to take a quick nap and skip to the day. I used this particular house and bed while I was building this whole farm area, because I didn't want to have to run all the way back to my house over there. I wonder if you can see it. Probably not. But yeah, all the way over there. I didn't want to run all the way back every time. So I built a little setup here so I could just sleep in here, and eventually when I do populate the area with villagers, the farmer will happily have somewhere to stay. So come on, Serpenia and Danger, show off the one last thing that I have to show off in this world, which I saved the best for last because this is my favorite. These are the last two favorite things. This, as you can see, you probably could see in the beginning of this video, is this this large and in charge windmill here that I actually made with black wool instead of white wool, because I have a lot of, oh, that's the inside of my face, a lot of black sheep. So I used the black wool instead because I was too lazy to get different dyes, and I actually think that it works better with the, like, with the, what's the word, aesthetic of the whole area. But coming in here, we have a nice basic setup. If you actually look up very faintly in the distance, you can see that there is a long wooden, like, I don't know what it would be considered, a pole connecting the two different windmills on either side. Because even though you can barely see it, I like knowing that it is there and that it, like, the inside, it, like, makes sense, you know? Have some iron bars instead of typical windows, because it's more like of an industrial building instead of like a house or a shop. But yeah, this is just kind of like the archway kind of opening to this large bridge. Again, more crafting tables. This bridge took me longer than I would like to admit to build. And yeah, up there you can see that the windmill also has a moss roof, and the windmills, which you can see pretty much anywhere in the town, which I really like. And this what's it called, deep slate bridge, which you can see just about anywhere as well, that I'm quite proud of. It took me a long time to build because I was really indecisive about building blocks. That was originally going to be stone bricks and then mud bricks, and then I eventually landed on those, which I forgot the name of, but it is my favorite kind of stone bricks. And I think it's dark oak instead of spruce. But I think it works really, really nicely, and there's a couple different arches within the bridge itself. I actually think maybe that I made too many of those what's the word? Too many of these light pillars, because it's just very bright. And yeah, I went through several different kind of color combinations before I got to this one, but this is how it turned out. I planned to do a big archway. I was going to connect each of these different lantern pillar things, but then I just thought it looked better on its own, not connected. And I kind of, like I said, I kind of wish I made less of the lanterns, because it took a long time to make all of the lanterns with all of the iron that I had to collect and everything. And this bridge was actually going to connect to a different town on the other side of the river here. It was going to be a fishing based town that kind of sat up on a higher level. So instead of like being on the ground, it would be like up in the air, like on like stilts or on pillars of wood or something like that. I was going to have something underneath it, but I didn't really decide what. But there was going to be a whole town that was mainly like very beachy themed, a lot of huts, things like that. And their whole thing would be that they would be selling and trading the fish. Like that was what they were going to make and produce and contribute. And I was going to build a bridge to wrap around that big tree, but at the time it was really intimidating, because I knew that I had to tear it down and rebuild the whole thing, and I just didn't want to do that at the time because I knew that would be a big task. But I actually built a really large custom tree in the newer town that I'm currently working on, which I will do a tour of next, most likely. So yeah, now I know I can do it, so I will come back and finish that big tree there. And yeah, I think I will still continue to work on this town and work on this world. I have big plans for the whole big kingdom. They need names, and I haven't totally decided where they're all going to be yet, but yeah, coming down here, the most difficult thing I would have to say that I had to work on the most was the supports and the design for that. But I think they're fighting in the water. But yeah, mostly made up out of slabs and stairs. I kind of overcomplicated this bridge design a lot, but I am overall very happy and very proud with how it came out. This whole world took me a very long time, and I'm very happy that I got to share it with you and got to show this to you. It was kind of nostalgic for me to walk around and show you everything. Danger and Serpenia, thank you for joining me on this tour. I have many big plans, like building a railway that connects all of the towns and all of these different large cool buildings, and of course the big kingdom at the very end, which I have to work towards. I'm building that railway over there. Yeah, in an area that I've not really built anything in yet, so we didn't really have to go over there. But yeah, that's all I really have to show you for today. I will make more videos in this world in the future, so if you are interested in seeing me continuing this progress, then I encourage you to stick around. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.